Something actually unexpected happened in the latest chapter of One Punch Man, which is a pretty big surprise considering this is the third time this chapter is being redrawn technically. Because from those of you that follow the manga from chapter to chapter, you know that this is the third time this entire ninja arc is being redrawn completely. And kind of opposite from how these last couple chapters have been going, this one actually has something pretty big and different happen at the very end. This major change at the end of this chapter might make some people pretty happy and excited, but I can also see it kind of pissing some people off. But we'll kind of get to that towards the end of this chapter. First, as a little bit of a refresher, if you guys haven't been following these chapters as closely as normal, since it's again the third time they're being redone. But anyway, Flashy Flash receives this letter, so he goes to meet up Sonic at this undisclosed place, which was apparently where they were going to build their new ninja village. And then Flashy Flash and Sonic get into this epic ninja fight. Now, this third version of the fight, say what you want about these redraws and how redundant they might be, but the art is definitely improved this time around. And that carried over into the very next chapter where the Heavenly Ninja Party showed up to take out Sonic and Flashy Flash. The previous chapter ended with the Heavenly Ninja Party showing up, and this is where they kind of had their little monologue on how they're gonna kill Flashy Flash and then they're gonna kill Blast, and then Hellfire and Gale Wind were kind of, jobbed like they have been in the past couple versions. To be honest, this is also something that's kind of been upsetting me with this arc, because Hellfire and Gale Wind were like so cool and so powerful during the Monster Association arc, but during this arc it just seems like they're like getting babied by like every other ninja in the entirety of the arc. But I mean, it's not really a major deal. They're not a major focal point of this arc, to be honest. This is all about Sonic and Flashy Flash, of course. So that super short chapter leads directly into this one. And just before the chapter actually begins, I want to give a quick highlight to the new volume 33 cover that was revealed. It looks super clean, super nice. This like awesome serious shot of Saitama about to punch, and he's holding Genesis Core in his left hand, so that's of course a callback to the epic fight between Saitama and Cosmic Fear Garo. And it just shows like this action shot of his fist about to connect with Garo's fist, and I don't know, this is probably one of my favorite cover arts in the past like 4 or 5 volumes probably. And of course the chapter cover to this chapter is none other than Tatsumaki, because why not, Fubuki Tatsumaki just flips back and forth, even if the arc has nothing to do with them. I mean, wouldn't it be crazy if we actually had some ninjas from the Ninja Village or the Heavenly Ninja Party on these chapter covers, right? That'd be crazy idea. But anyways, moving on. The bulk of this chapter is just covering the fight between the Heavenly Ninja Party and Sonic and Flashy Flash, and I'm not going to go into too much detail on what's being said here because, to my understanding, it's not really anything much different from what's been said before. It's basically the Heavenly Ninja Party talking crap to Sonic and Flashy Flash, Sonic and Flashy Flash talking crap back to them. We get this cool shot of Sonic creating shadow clones, and this kind of surprises Flashy Flash seeing how much Sonic has grown. But one thing I will point out with this chapter is that the Heavenly Ninja Party seems to be like considerably tougher in this go around. Like, it seems like they're not really giving into their tricks or attacks as easily as they did in times past. Like, for example, I think his name's like Brawny Muscle or whatever the hell this ninja's name is. After Sonic makes all these shadow clones, he just easily punches him away and detects which is the real one like immediately, which I guess makes a lot more sense because we got to remember that these are like the elite of the elite ninjas from the Ninja Village. Like, they're all pretty much supposed to be like on Sonic or Flashy Flash's level. Of course we know that that's not the case, but like it seems that they're at least on like the upper echelon of ninja strength, right? As they continue to exchange blows, Flashy Flash has this inner monologue about freedom and kind of calling back to that flashback he had with Sonic when they were around the campfire as kids, and Sonic was talking about starting his own ninja village where ninjas would be allowed to live freely, pretty much live as they want to. And it seems that Flashy Flash is kind of contemplating this idea of living freely as they're fighting the Heavenly Ninja Party. And as we get this like silhouette of the both of them about to clash with the entirety of the group at once, out of friggin' nowhere, Blast shows up and stops their blades. But first, if you love collecting manga or just love the feel of reading manga in physical form, which is super underrated by the way, then Manga Mart is going to be your best friend, because just look at this. Manga Mart's a family-owned store run by people that love anime and manga just like us and wanted to create a way for us to buy manga online easily and at amazing discounts. They know collecting a full volume set can get pretty pricey, so that's why all the manga in their store is at least 20% off retail price. And this is every single day, with 25% off pre-orders and 30% off box sets. What's even crazier though is that shipping is free for orders over $100, not including box sets, and orders made outside of Texas pay no sales tax, which is another discount in and of itself. They also have a back order system where you can lock in their everyday low prices on sold out volumes and get them as soon as 10 business days. Everything in this store is already a hot deal, but it can get even hot dealier, I guess, if you use my discount codes at checkout. You can use discount code Anime Anxiety for 5% off pre-orders, bringing the total discount for those up to 30%, and code Anxiety Box for 15% off box sets, making them 45% off at checkout. Click the link in my description so you can get some new volumes and box sets for your manga shelf, but not go broke doing it. But back to the video. And at this point, we all know the way that Flash kind of operates when he shows up to something unexpected. First, he aura farms a little bit, shows us and reminds us why he is ranked number 1 in the S-Class, and then proceeds to kind of give us some kind of info dump or reveal something about God or the bigger plan in this entire story that's, actually very crucial information. So as soon as he stops the Blades, he pretty much tells all of them to calm the F down, and everybody around him is of course super surprised that he's there because the Heavenly Ninja Party wants to assassinate Blast and execute him for, putting their leader Empty Void in a coma for however many years. I think it was like 15 years. But of course the Heavenly Ninja Party is enraged to see him and try to take the opportunity to take him on all at once. And this is of course where the aura farming continues, because Blast then opens up some hyperspace gates and proceeds to punch through each one of them and knocks out each one of the Heavenly Ninja Party members. I'm probably never gonna get sick of the Blast aura farming. And after that series of punches, he ends up knocking out pretty much each one of them. And I think this is the part where people might be kind of upset, because of course people, and especially Blast fans, are going to be pretty excited to see him be introduced into this arc so much earlier than he was originally. If you guys remember, in the previous iterations of this arc, he would show up like at the very end of this fight after Flashy Flash and Sonic had already defeated them. But in this case, Blast is the one to end the fight, or at least it seems like it. And again, I think this is where some people are going to be upset because, Flashy Flash and Sonic are the ones that are supposed to take down the Heavenly Ninja Party. It's supposed to be like their feat, their shining moment, right? And Blast is kind of coming in and taking care of business for them and stealing all the glory. So it seems like Flashy Flash and Sonic really haven't done anything to this point. And this arc is called the Ninja Arc for a reason. It's supposed to be about them, right? So I understand that criticism that some people might have, to be honest, but in my opinion, I think it's still a little too soon to tell. We have to kind of see what happens in next chapter, because this one ends with Flashy Flash and Sonic pretty much like questioning Blast, like, how did you know that we were here? How did you know to show up? At least that's what I think they're asking, because I'm kind of going off of rough translations right now. And to my surprise, it seems that Blast was informed by the tiny version of Overgrown Rover, or at least I think so. Because after they ask him, like, how did you know that we were here? He points to Overgrown Rover behind him. Maybe Overgrown Rover just picked up on their scent and, he kind of just followed him there. But let me know what you guys thought about this change at the very end of this chapter in the comments below. I'm going to have a lot more One Punch Man long form content coming out much more consistently on this channel like I have before. So stay tuned for that. And also let me know really quick in the comments below if you've stayed this long. Do you guys enjoy solo leveling? Like, would you be interested in getting some kind of like comparisons or versus content with solo leveling characters and characters from One Punch Man? Because I'm recently watching Solo Leveling finally, and honestly it's pretty good. Animation is pretty good, and I thought it would be fun to kind of make some content comparing characters from Solo Leveling as with two characters from One Punch Man. So let me know in the comments below if you guys think you'd want to see that, or let me know what other content you'd like to see on the channel. That's gonna be it for this one though. Have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.